Yo 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 yo. What's up? What's going down? How we feeling, man? How we feeling? How we feeling, man? How we feeling? Tough loss earlier today. Tough loss earlier today to New Orleans. In New Orleans. Man. Not a game that I want to lose. I never want to lose to New Orleans. Anyway, that goes without saying. I'm sure y'all feel the same way. So I'm not telling you something you don't already know, you know. But tough loss today, 20-17. Tough loss today. Tough loss today, man. We're gonna jump right into this thing, man. And get to it. You know, I got some things I want to talk about. I know it's late. Y'all know me. I normally come on, the late night show. So not sure how long I'll stay on here, but definitely got some things I want to talk about the game earlier today, and very interested to know what y'all thought about the game as well. So as you do come in, make sure that you do hit that like button for your dog. Smash that like button for me. I really do thank you and I appreciate it. So let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Where do we start? I'm gonna start off. Let's start off with the obvious, right? Younghoe Koo, whatever the correct pronunciation to say his name. He was 1 for 4 today with field goals. You got to start right there. You got to start right there with Koo. I think for the most part, all of us love Koo. Koo came to us like an underdog. He came to us like an underdog. We didn't really know much about him, and unless you like a somewhat of a household name for a kicker in the NFL, most people don't know you anyway. So he came to us sort of as a underdog after the Matt Bryant era. Money Matt Bryant. We loved us some Matt Bryant. And from a sports fans perspective, we fell in love with Koo. You know what I'm saying? We even gave him the coveted number 7, which Bijan Robinson, of course, rocks right now. But it's Michael Vick former number. And I still remember when Koo got that number, man. A lot of people was like, man, he can't wear Vick number. You can't give Vick number to a kicker. And after like 2 years, people are like, okay, he earned that number. Kind of like what they said with Bijan Robinson now. You know what I mean? So he came to us as an underdog, and most people like to root for the underdog. So he was easy to root for. Ended up getting him a new contract in Atlanta. And once upon a time, he was like a top 3 highest paid kicker in the league. So he did very well for himself. Created a very significant following within the Falcons fan base. But the missed kicks today, it really hurt us, and that goes without saying. He missed a 50-plus yarder today. I think it was about maybe 52, 53, 54 yarder today. And don't get me wrong, that's not a gimme kick. That's not easy to make 50-yard kicks. But I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. New Orleans play in a dome, so there's no weather conditions that you got to worry about. So a 53-yard kick in the dome ain't the same as a 53-yard kick in an open stadium. A non-dome stadium. So, yeah, there was some distance there, but cool. You got one job. You only got one job to do. So you kind of want to give him a pass for missing the 50-yarder, but you can't let him. You really can't give him a pass. Then you had the 35-yard field goal that was blocked. I don't blame him a whole lot for that. It looks like they just got their hands up and blocked the kick. I did see some people say that, He didn't put the right arch on the ball when it came off his foot, whatever that means, But I did see that from some people. Then he missed a 46-yard kick. Now, at that point in time, it was like, hold the F up, Koo. What we doing, bro? You got one job, dog. One job. If Koo makes these kicks, we win the game. We win the game. Now, am I gonna come on here and solely blame Koo for us losing? No, I'm not. It's a team game. You win as a team, you lose as a team. So I'm not gonna say, well, Koo is the reason we lost the game. But I will say he's a big reason we didn't win the game. You gotta make them kicks, man. And the thing about Koo, now don't get me wrong, he went from hero to most criticized in these New Orleans games because he made the 58-yarder when they played in Atlanta earlier this year. And then today he missed some real critical kicks that couldn't afford to miss. And for us fans, this game is so magnified because it's against New Orleans. So everything is magnified. Everything is put on the magnifying glass. I saw somewhere, I didn't fact check this, but y'all can fact check me in the comments. I saw somewhere that Koo has missed his last 2 out of 7 field goals. Is that correct, y'all? Has he missed his last 2 out of 7? I saw somewhere online that said he's missed his last 2 out of 7 field goals. Let me go in the chat before I get through. Before I get finished talking about Koo. Coach's Corner's in the building. What's going on, Coach? How we doing, bro? Coach said, not even mad. Tried to tell everyone this was a fool's goal, but everyone just wanted to be happy with wins against extremely hurt teams. Well, Coach, they was hurt today too. They missed a lot of players today too, man. You know how I am, Coach. Hey, man, like you can't control who hurt, who healthy. You just got to win whoever against your schedule. New Orleans had a bunch of players that was out, that was hurt. They was missing, I think, like their top 3 quarterbacks. And Coach, this is some of what I was saying, like our last 2 or 3 weeks that we've been talking on like different shows when we talk about injuries. Like, man, in the NFL, it's such a difference. It's so different when you talk about injuries. If it ain't like the starting quarterback, like I think sometimes we overstate injuries if it ain't the starting quarterback. Now your starting quarterback out, I'll tend to give you more of a pass, but everybody else, okay, you missed a receiver, okay, next guy got to step up and play. You miss your defensive tackle, okay, next guy, you got to step up and play. Like, these are all professionals. These are all under the 1% of football players who made it to the highest level. So this is not like high school or college and middle school where the starters are just so significantly better than the rest of the roster, man. In the NFL, like, hey, you still got to step up, you still got to play. Tampa Bay was still missing their wide receivers last week, and they, I saw here and watched them almost beat Kansas City. So for me personally, I don't really buy into the injuries thing. I don't really buy into that. Now, if it's your starting quarterback, hey, I'm more prone to give you a little break at that point in time because the quarterback is so important. But everybody else, man, you just got to step up and play. New Orleans was missing a lot, and they stepped up and they beat us today. And I remember let me say this, everything but the win went exactly how I thought it would go. When we was on the eye test this past Wednesday, when we did our prediction, I said, look, New Orleans going to jump out in front of us early. They're going to be winning at halftime, which they did, and they did. And I said that we would win the game with a touchdown probably midway through the fourth quarter. I almost happened. So, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything, but what I'm saying is I expected this to be a tough, hard-fought game because it's New Orleans and Atlanta. Records go out the window. Injuries go out the window. This is just hate versus hate. This is just hate versus hate. And then one thing that New Orleans had that was driving them emotionally is they had just fired their coach. And those players, those fans, they wanted their coach fired. So there was some new energy in the building, some new fresh energy. So I knew these guys, I knew New Orleans they were going to come to play. They all, 95% of the time, these last 25 years, they come to play when they play in Atlanta. No matter how good we are, no matter how bad they are, they're going to come to play Atlanta at home. So I knew they would come to play. So the game went exactly how I really thought it was, but I really thought we would score a touchdown in the fourth quarter and win the game, which we had an opportunity to, but it didn't happen that way. We got a bad kid 8 in the building. Jartavius Nathan came here to represent his set. I'm not gonna say congratulations. None of that. I don't think I said y'all got y'all get back from earlier this year. We'll see y'all next year. Get the broom ready. We'll see y'all next year. We're gonna bring the brooms out next year. Our guy David Starks in the building. Says, what's up, Toddy? What's going on, Dave? How you doing? Greg in the house. What's happening with you, Greg? What's going down? Carlo in the building. Says they owed us better. A lot of blame to go around. I do agree. We're gonna get to that blame too, man. Because I've been sitting back, watching and listening. What people have been saying, and there's a lot of different blame going around to different people in different parts of the team. So we definitely will discuss that tonight before we get out of here. Lisa in the building. How you doing today? Well, today. How you doing tonight, Miss Lisa? So I literally said that the Falcons better not Seattle this game, and that's exactly what they did. Yeah, it certain parts of the game it looks similar to the Seattle game. In fact, they would say how we feeling. Not all. We have seen and felt a lot better. I will say that. This is one that stung, and we got to sleep this one off. Definitely got to sleep this one off. Coach said Koo needs to be fired. I don't care what anyone say. Your only job is to kick. You do nothing else, and you miss 3 too badly. I agree on that. You only got one job. Like at practice, Koo is off. At practice, Koo is off to a corner by himself. He ain't blocking nobody. He ain't tackling nobody. He ain't throwing no passes. He ain't running the ball. Your only job is to make kicks. That's it. That's all you got to do. You're not even punting the ball. You just got to make kicks. And you were 1 from 4 today. 25% success percentage. That ain't good. That ain't good. And Koo was starting to get a little shaky last year, man. And the thing about it was just like that big New Orleans kick he made during the first game. And, it kind of made us overlook a lot. And, he's done some great things in the past for us too. But, man, I can't have his back on this one, Coach. I can't have his back. I can't. Carlos says we let him off the hook. We did. This is the game we had every opportunity to win, without a doubt. David says Koo didn't help, but this quote unquote high-powered offense only scoring 17 points is unacceptable. I agree, bro. Also, why was Robinson calling plays like he's trying to get Cousins to MVP? Valid questions. It's a lot for us to get into about this game, man. That's a lot of blame to go around. I think Koo got to be the GOAT in a bad way for the game, but he ain't by himself. I will say that. He definitely ain't by himself. Greg said Koo is getting paid too much money to be missing kicks, especially in the. That's what I'm saying, Greg. In the dome. Hey man, if this one of these open air stadiums, like bro, okay, the wind blowing, all right, man, that's a tough kick to make. But in a dome, in a climate controlled dome, oh bro, it's hard. It's hard. Cool. It's hard to give you. It's hard to give you excuses, man. Like you in the dome, dog. Jamar in the building says one more game like this and Koo got to go. I swear. Don't be surprised that they bring somebody in, man. This is the NFL. This is the end. Don't be surprised if they say they're gonna bring somebody in. Just to give him some competition or make him look over his shoulder. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the building. So, yo, what's up, Daniel? Appreciate you always coming through, my friend. Hope you're doing good tonight. KB says this was a terrible game by the Falcons, but still should have won the game. I do agree. We did not look good out there tonight. You know, we didn't play our game tonight. We played their game. We let them sway the momentum most of the game. We only held the momentum for very short periods of time. And at the end, time ended up running out on us. Literally, time ran out on us. But yeah, you are right. We still should have won the game. Marlon in the building. What's up, Marlon? Says, what's up, Bird Gang in chat? We just need to regroup. Koo needs to fix his stance. He missed 2 and one was blocked. We should still be playing in the 5th quarter. KB says 8-15 since October the 3rd. Ooh, not good. Barely 50%. Now, if you play at baseball, bro, you're gonna make $60 million a year if you hit like 50%. You'll be the best baseball player in history. Basketball, you know, hey man, you like LeBron, you like Michael Jordan. You're making 50% of your shots, 52, 55% of your shots. As an NFL kicker, you're gonna get cut sooner than later, making 50% of your kicks. It don't go like that in the NFL. I think the league average in the NFL is like 85% of your field goals. So he's well below that. Well below that. Coach's Corner said, you make him a point. Imagine had they been completely healthy, as with other teams. See, Coach, I don't really see it like that. You know, if they're completely healthy, you never know what transpired in a football game. If they're completely healthy, one of their starters could have had a key fumble, could have had a key missed block that sprung a fumble. You know, if they got all their cornerbacks could have had a bad game. He could have been having issues with his wife, his girlfriend, something on his mind. He partied too late. He get beat 2 times in one game. Drake London hit him with a 60-yarder. Darnell Mooney hit him with a 45-yard TD. And we put an extra 14 points on the board that we didn't put on the board with the current guys playing. So, I mean, I get your logic, but I'm just not the one to excuse NFL players, NFL teams, and NFL players when they have injuries, because one thing about football on all levels, there are going to be injuries. They're going, even in high school, people are going to get hurt. College, people are going to get hurt. NFL, people are going to get hurt. When we played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, they were missing arguably their best player. And I know y'all said, man, what, you crazy? You must have seen what Tom Brady did, though. That's their best player. Okay, I get it. I said arguably their best player. And I'm talking about Gronkowski, and they still won. You know, people still got to come in and do their jobs when you know your first string is down or your second string is down. These guys are all professionals. Even the guys that are backups, they're still making a shitload of money, man. You know, they have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're one of the few best football players on the planet when you playing on Sunday in the NFL. So, like, I'm just not, unless it's a starting quarterback, I'll typically bend a little bit on that, just because the quarterback is a lot different. You know, that's somebody who's going to touch the ball every single play. But you're missing a cornerback, you're missing, a receiver, a lineman. Oh, okay, cool. What the backup going to do? You know, so I don't give a lot of leeway with injuries. You know, you still got to step up and play. Every single team that played today were missing somebody key. Somebody key on that team was hurt and then played for whatever reason. Marlon says, I didn't care if we got the win. Even was like, yeah, I take the win every single day of the week. Every single day of the week, I'm gonna take the win. What's going on, Wallace? What's good with your Toddy? And we let one get away today, but we're still in good shape to win the division and make the playoffs and regroup and get ready for Denver. Yeah, we got to get ready for Denver. That's one that we got to come and get on our A game with and win that game. I will say this about this year's Falcons team: they do a fairly good job of bouncing back after they lose a game. So we just got to go up to Denver. That's another away game. We got to handle our business against Denver up in that high altitude. Going what we're 6-4 now. You win that game, you're at 7-4 with it. 11 games in, 6 games remaining. You don't want to leave there at 6-5 because a lot will change between 6-5 and 7-4. So that's a real key victory that we got to get. We got our dog Atlanta Sport in the building. What's going on, King? How you doing tonight, bro? So what's up? Time for some Super Bowl rings, but today was a marathon, even though we're still in first place. I agree. And I guess that's the bright side. We still got control of first place. I think Tampa Bay lost today. I do believe. I didn't watch a whole lot of football after we lost, even though this game's still on right here. But after we lost, I didn't. Falcons lose, man, and sometimes I just tune out for the rest of the Sunday. MacTown in the building. What's happening, MacTown? What's good, Toddy? Rough weekend for Georgia sports. Falcons still need to find identity moving forward. Yeah, man. Ole Miss beat up on Georgia yesterday, and New Orleans got the best of us today. Just a rough weekend, man. And I got to be honest, man. I hadn't had a Georgia sports weekend like this in a while, man, because the Falcons, they've been in the mud for the last few years, but Georgia been winning so much lately. In fact, I think this is the first time Georgia had lost to a team outside of Alabama since like 2020. I saw that somewhere. So I'm not used to the Falcons and the Bulldogs losing on the same weekend anymore. Tony in the house. What's going on? Says needing the edge, but didn't bother to target one before the trade deadline. I think they actually did target one, or probably targeted some. I remember Raheem having a press conference when he said something to the effect of Terry Fulton was always working the phones. But you got to keep in mind that the deal got to make sense for Atlanta too. And I've said this a lot recently, like, nobody's gonna give us something for nothing. And I think that was the key thing. I'm quite sure they called some teams and they inquired, and the powers that be for the Falcons just didn't feel like they had a deal that worked good enough for them, I guess I could say. Dom in the building. What's up, Dom? What's going on, brother? All 3 phases of football left the field today with no heart. They wanted more than we did. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all, like I keep repeating, man, y'all know how it is. You go to New Orleans, bro. It's typically never easy down there for Atlanta, because they wanted to beat us that bad. They got a lot of vets on that team, so they know how important the rivalry is. So, they're gonna bring their A game. Their fans gonna bring their A game also. Their fans gonna do everything that they can to make it a hostile environment for Atlanta. Just like when they come to our crib, our fans do the same for them. Miss B in the building. What's going on, Miss B? How you doing? Y'all make sure to check out Miss B here on YouTube as well. She makes a lot of great Falcons content. So if you're not subscribed to her channel, do your dog a favor and hit that subscribe button for me, please. Miss B says, I blame Koo, period. Yeah, he in the doghouse for sure, Miss B. Even if you hit 2 out of 4, it's a different game. Even if you hit 2 out of 4, it's a different game. But man, missing 1 out of 4, hard. It's hard on us, and we needed them points. We only lost by 3. We needed them points, man. We needed them badly. Dakota's in the house. As I was in the Super Bowl, and the fools had the AC blasting on the ATL inside. Them dirty low-down jokers gonna try to cheat any way they can. I swear they did. Koo dirty cheaters. Just can't Koo hit the bed. Yeah, he did, man. He definitely did. At the wrong time too. And like I said, we all like Koo, man. Koo is like within the fan base, but bro, your job is to be the kicker. You got to make the kicks. I'm not trying to compare him to like a water boy, but I'm just saying, like, the water boy ain't got but one job. Hey man, get the Gatorade out there on time. If the Gatorade don't get out there on time, or the Gatorade bottles ain't full, like, you ain't doing your job. That's your only job, to keep the Gatorade straight. Highly disappointed, bro. Koo got to eat some crow on this, and I was on Twitter earlier today after the game, and then I seen some people on the radio like, "Oh, well, Koo has won more games than he's lost for the Falcons. You know, you guys stop complaining." I'm like, man, go on somewhere with that, bro. Go on somewhere with that. This is the NFL. This is a what have you done for me lately league, dog. This is the what have you done for me lately league. You know, all that stuff he did, you know, one thing he did earlier this year in the last a few years, bro. This the NFL, dog. There's always a revolving door of players leaving out and coming in. So I want to hear that, dog. Koo is no different than anybody else on this team when it comes to being able to have criticism, valid criticism thrown his way. But Matthew Judon ain't been playing good this year. People have been saying as much. The linebackers haven't been playing as good. People have been saying as much. People have been criticizing coaches. Earlier this year, people were criticizing Kirk Cousins until he started playing great football. So, man, it's like, man, go on somewhere with that, bro. Like, stop, don't be trying to, sway people on what they should say. And this man went 1 for 4 today for field goals in a game that we only lost by 3 points. Are you serious? T-Dub in the house. What's happening, T-Dub? What's going on? Coach says, so are y'all ready to finally talk and not talk or acknowledge the fact that our coordinator's not it? And I don't want to hear about it. First year anything got beat by interim head coach. Are we going to talk about the coordinators? Trust me, I can guarantee you we're going to talk about the coordinators tonight. Don't worry, coach. Stay tuned. We are going to get into the coordinators without a shadow of a doubt. That is definitely on the docket. That's on the docket sheet for sure. Davis is the Miami preseason game when he missed 4 kicks. I forgot about that, man. I forgot about that. And people said, oh, don't say nothing about Koo. Yeah, I forgot about that. I said it was concerning and everybody wanted to kill me. Well, yeah, I remember that, bro. I remember people like, man, it's just a preseason. This shit like, no, bro. Kicker ain't got but one job, man. Kicker ain't got but one job. And now that you say that, David, man, you throwing them the Miami kicks with the kicks he done missed this year? Oh, boy. I don't know, man. This might be Koo last year. I think Koo still might be a top 10 highest paid kicker in the NFL. So, may not see him on team next year. Wallace is tired from what I heard in Raheem press conference that he's going to stick with Koo, and he chopped it up saying that he just had a bad day. I saw that too. I also saw when Koo was walking off the field, he was pointing at his chest, telling Arthur Blank, "My bad, that's on me." And I saw Arthur Blank put his arms around him and consoled him and tapped him on the helmet and say, "Hey, man." Well, you could tell he probably said something to the effect that it's okay. We all had bad games. We all had bad days. But we'll see how they handle this, man. We'll see how they handle this. The coach said that hat is super nice. Will you buy it? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Deion Sanders hat, man. It's a prime time hat. Falcon right there. Got Deion here. I think I bought this from Liz like a few years ago, man. I think I bought this from Liz. I forgot where I was at. I might have been in Atlanta somewhere. I think I seen it in Liz and copped it, bro. Appreciate it. YB Zeno, what's happening? So what to do? Tyler Koo is on my it list for the rest of the year. I don't care. Hey, that's valid, bro. That's very, very valid, bro. He on my list right now too, dog. To be honest, he on my list. Like, bro, this New Orleans, bro. You can't be playing around, bro. You got one job, dog. You got one job, man. One job. Dom said, "Tell the two halves is not going to work with the team, and it's showing." Let's be real. I do agree. We need to come out and this team really needs to learn how to play a full 4 quarters of football. That's one thing that we have struggled with virtually all season so far. And what we're 10 games in now. So when we are in the third quarter of the season. The Codus is right. They're a millionaire pros. They are next man up, bro. Next man, hey man, you can't sit here and like worry about who hurt and who helped there. You got a job to do. You know, you got to do your job. Dom's just 3 phases of football left on the field today. I knew this game was going to be a gimme game. Every game we have left on the schedule is not easy. That's true. And again, you got that New Orleans factor too, bro. We already know what that's going to be. They were going to be prepared to play, especially with Dennis Allen getting fired. That re-energized their locker room, gave them something to play for, and it couldn't have happened at a better time for them because Atlanta was on the schedule next. So it couldn't happen at a better time for them. Larry from the Dixway is in the building. What's going on, Larry? Y'all make sure to check out Larry on the Dixon Way also. I would say a Falcons content creator, but he's a content creator of a lot of different sports, football, basketball, baseball, some of the best in-game commentary you're going to find. Like Larry always says, turn down the TV, turn up the Dixon Way. So if you're not subscribed to the Dixon Way, do your dog a favor, man. Make sure that you do subscribe to him. Because unfortunately, this is what happens when you have a rookie offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and special teams coaches, and the players aren't prepared at the beginning of each game. We have to adjust at halftime, but we couldn't win. And that's been the story. That you make a good point, Larry. That's been the story of the Falcons this year, making their adjustments at halftime, and that. Now, that is a hallmark of a real good team. That's a hallmark of a great team. Great teams will make adjustments at halftime, but that's going back to what we just said a moment ago. Like, that don't mean that doesn't mean you're excused from playing all 4 quarters. Sometimes you dig yourself in such a big hole that the halftime adjustments can't save you. And we saw a little bit of that today, unfortunately. We got the youngest in charge in the building. Tate, what's going on with you, bro? It's a sloppy, undisciplined football. Offense only scoring 17 after the Saints just traded their best cornerback. Defense letting MBS Scantling look like Jerry Rice. The loss is very concerning, Toddy. Yeah, and you know, today was a valid reason to be concerned. I can definitely see that. You know, like you pinpointed, MVS out there looking like Jerry Rice or Randy Moss. Y'all remember Randy Moss is, I think, the 1998 season, you know, his now very historical Thanksgiving Day game where he had like 3 catches for like 160 yards and I think about 3 touchdowns. Now, Scantling wasn't that good today, but, you know, you get the picture. He had a lot of big plays. So, yeah, if we come out here in Denver and you know, we fix the mistakes we made today, you know, we go out there and we beat Denver convincingly. You know, I think all will kind of get back well. But, you know, if we happen to lose against Denver, we look sloppy again, then, you know, the level of concern will intensify at that point in time. I will say this also. I've been singing like Kirk Cousins. I've been singing his praise like this last month or so. I think he has been playing excellent football. He had another great Kirktober, playing excellent football. But today, I think today was an off game for him. Kirk he had over 300 total passing yards, but he missed some very, very key passes, man. Kirk missed some key throws in key situations. Some critical passes he missed. He was throwing the ball loaded to Drake, you know, or was that Bijan? No, he threw one low to Drake, threw one low to Bijan, which was a critical play that we really needed to complete. And then I remember on the sideline when he threw like a outside line route to Drake London, which Drake London had to use one hand to try to catch it, and they caught it out of bounds. You know, Drake was wide open on that play. Of course, the interception. You know, one of the last drives of the 4th quarter, he threw the interception where he had Kyle Pitts underneath. It might have only been like a 5-yard gain, but it's better than an interception. I mean, and Kirk was just off. Kirk started the game off bad. He just didn't have his best stuff today. In the press conference at the end of the game, he admitted it. He was like, I was being too aggressive. I had I had Kyle Pitts underneath. I probably had Ray McLeod underneath, and I was being too aggressive and I threw an interception. I do respect the fact that he admitted to that, which is true. You know, I think he missed Kyle Pitts on a few plays today that Pitts was open. But Kirk didn't throw any touchdowns today. He did not look smooth. He did not look like Kirk Cousins I've been seeing these last 5 or so games. For whatever reason, to me, he looked timid in the pocket. I don't know if that one sack, he looked timid for the beginning of the game. But I remember that one play where Caleb McGarry fell and they knocked the SHIT out of Kirk. I don't know if that played a part in how he approached the rest of the game. But I don't know. You know, I don't expect Kirk to be like a Lamar Jackson or Jane Daniels and nothing like that. Those are never going to be in my expectations for Kirk. But I felt like Kirk was just sitting in the pocket too long that he went climbing in the pocket. You know, sometimes, Kirk, you gotta climb that ladder and you gotta step into the pocket, bro. You just can't sit there at the edge of the pocket, just sitting there patting the ball, making donuts and making biscuits, man. He was making biscuits all game. And that led to some bad plays for us. That one play where he got sacked by Chase Young and he fumbled the ball and we lost damn this seemed like 20 yards, man. So to me, this was not a good game for Kirk Cousins at all. Not at all. And you know, I'm not gonna ride Kirk too hard on it because Kirk has been great for us so far this year. He has helped turn the team around after 10 games. So it's hard to be too critical of him. But I do got to point out, like, this was just not a good football game by Kirk Cousins. He got to be better next week. He definitely got to be better next week. You know, I expect him to turn around to be better as a veteran quarterback, experienced quarterback. I expect him to watch a lot of film this week and figure out what he can do better the next game going forward. So definitely need a better game by Kirk Cousins without a doubt. I do want to point out a great game I think Bijan Robinson had. You know, Bijan looked like Superman out there today. He had another game where he had like 144, 145 all-purpose yards. He had a spectacular 36-yard touchdown run. I mean, it was just spectacular. He was out there doing stuff that only Bijan Robinson can do. And, you know, like I said on one of the shows last week, I forgot what show it was, but Bijan he's so great, man, that you look up at the end of the third quarter and he already got 100 all-purpose yards. He did the same thing today. You know, at the end of the third quarter, he got 100 all-purpose yards. And he had 2 touchdowns today also. And he's still doing a great job of pass blocking. When the time called for him to pass block for Kirk Cousins, he's still doing a spectacular job. Bijan was great today. You can see that Bijan is really starting to come into his own. You can tell that he's getting a lot more comfortable with the speed of the NFL and the things that he's asked to do. It's this might be like a crazy comparison, but I'm gonna use it. It's like when LeBron first went to Miami, play for the Heat, right? And like that finals, when they went to the finals and they played the Dallas Mavericks. LeBron for his standards had an absolutely terrible finals. It was terrible. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It was terrible. And I think some of that reason was because LeBron was kind of like mentally he was being like passive, like this ain't really, I'm the best player, but this ain't really my team. I don't want to step on D-Wade's toes. He been here longer than me, so he probably got in his head. And I'm simply comparing Bijan to this. You know, Bijan was great his rookie year. I'm not trying to say he played bad his rookie year, but you can kind of tell that he's taken that second year when they won the title with LeBron. You could tell LeBron had became comfortable and said, okay, I'm the man. Enough of being humble. Number love for you, D-Wade. My team now. I'm the man. Everything gonna go through me. I liken that to Bijan Robinson this year in Atlanta. Like when he first got there, his rookie year was kind of like, well, you know, Tyler just had 1,000 yards. He was here before me, and you know, you could tell Bijan is just super humble. You could probably tell that he might have been a little uneasy, like, oh, they made me the starter week 1. I don't want to step on nobody's toes. But now, year 2, no. This is my running back room. I'm the man on this offense. Kirk the quarterback, but the offense is built around me. I'm the man. You know, I'm the man. You know, I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes. Tyler Algier, I love you like a brother. I'm the man. This is my offense. I'm about to go out here and I'm about to do my thing. That's what I'm seeing from Bijan. You know, you could just tell that he's approaching the game differently mentally, and it's showing in his play. You know, he's became a lot more comfortable in the things that he's doing. And just another outstanding game from Bijan Robinson. 144 all-purpose yards, 2 touchdowns. He averaged almost 6 yards per carry today. They couldn't do nothing with him. So, you know, just another great performance by Bijan. You know, if he can keep this up, hey man, he might can work himself on the All-Pro team. Barring injury, to me, he's definitely going to end up in the Pro Bowl. But he might slip in the All-Pro, you know, because he in his bag right now. He is in his bag. That 36-yard run today, that was just like, boy, God damn. God damn. Yes. I knew you was good, but I didn't know you had all that. What else? Who else? Drake London, great game. Wow, very good game for Drake London. I didn't even realize Drake London had almost 100 yards today. Darnell Mooney, young Mooney baby, he had about 100 yards today. That Drake London, Darnell Mooney duo, them some bad boys, man. Them some bad boys. Those are some bad. I like them boys. Let's see what else. What else do I need to touch on? Dave, what's going on, Dave? Dave says Bijan is learning those angles. I agree. He definitely learning his angles. I do agree. Let's talk about let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna ask y'all. I'm gonna ask the chat a question. Like, we already said Koo gotta be the GOAT this game in a bad way. Not the new school GOAT, but the old school GOAT. I'm so old that I remember when the GOAT when considered a good thing in sports. I mean, you the Billy GOAT. I remember when the GOAT used to be you the Billy GOAT. You know, you done did something to make us lose. But everybody in the chat, putting Koo aside, who else do you think we need to talk about that deserves a great deal of blame for this loss? Who else do we need to talk about? Who else? Y'all let me know. I'm gonna watch the chat and see what y'all say. This is the accountability hour. Who else needs some accountability? T. Terry says Raheem Morris. Anybody else? What's going on, 3? 3 Dirty says defensive secondary. Tay says Raheem. Greg says Jimmy Lake. Who else? MacTown says the defense. Coach says Raheem Morris. Everything comes down to his terrible coaching. Banging on Coach Morris. MacTown says no sacks again. Yeah, unfortunately, MacTown. No sacks and no turnovers. No interceptions either. Okay, let me say this, y'all. Because y'all know, like, lately, those of you who watch, fairly frequently, and I know Coach about to cuss me out, but Raymond Collins, what's up? Everybody on the squad, I agree with you on that, bro. All right, so when I was after the game, when I was soaking everything in, I got online, I was on Facebook, MacTown Judo, and oh boy, he been so terrible, man. Golly. Can we get our third round pick back, man? Can we get our money back? Have y'all noticed they done limited Judon snaps these last 2 games or 2.5 games? Y'all noticed that they done limited his snaps. He ain't playing as much as he was playing before. But let me say this, man. And I hate to keep having to address this, but it's just the elephant in the room. Dang, Detroit came back and won. It's the elephant in the room, man. Wallace says the offensive line didn't do well today either on passing down. They was okay. I think they went at now Wallace. They weren't as great as they have been, but they weren't bad either. I'm going to give Kurt the responsibility on some of that stuff that was going on, because Kurt would not climb that ladder and get in that pocket. He was trying to hang out on the edge of the pocket. He didn't want to get in the trenches. Kurt, sometimes you got to get in the trenches, bro. Today was a game you had to get in the trenches. You refused to go in the trenches. Tay says Malone and Harris getting more snaps at the edge than him. Yes, Tay. I noticed that. But okay, the defense angle, which is also the Jimmy Lake angle, right? Because I was gonna say everybody want to fire Jimmy Lake, but that's not being fair to everybody, and that's me telling a lie, because everybody don't want to fire Jimmy Lake. So if I say something, I need to be conscious that I say it in its proper context. There are some people who are adamant to blame every loss on Jimmy Lake in the defense, and surprisingly so, every win on Jimmy Lake in a bad way, and I'm not finna sit up here and say that I think Jimmy Lake is doing such a great job of coaching. I'm not gonna sit up here and say I think Raheem is doing a great job. I'm not gonna even sit up here and say that I think Zach Robinson is doing a great job. I think everybody in the coach's office has room for improvement. Do not get me wrong. Until somebody wins a Super Bowl and have a parade on Peachtree Street, everybody has room for improvement, coaching wise and player personnel wise. But I'm just noticing this theme that people want to pile on Jimmy Lake and the defense, specifically Jimmy Lake. After every game, Jimmy Lake, the defense, Jimmy Lake, the defense, Jimmy Lake. And I saw it again the day after the game. after the game. I'm going to tell y'all this. Let me stop beating around the bush, right? Look, if you blaming anybody after Koo, it better be the offense, in my opinion. In my opinion, don't talk about our defense or Jimmy Lake until you address the offense first and thoroughly. Don't throw no stones at Jimmy Lake after today's game until you talk about this offense today. What I did what y'all did today. I went and watched the game, and then I went and watched the game a second time before I came on. I like to watch it a second and sometimes a third time. When I watch it again, now my emotions are gone. because I already know the outcome. I know who's gonna win. I know who's gonna lose. When I watch it for the second or the third time, I'm not so much watching it as a fan. I'm more or less watching it more on an analytical standpoint. Now I'm looking at it from an analytical standpoint, in a proper criticism standpoint, or a proper accolade standpoint. You know, the fanboy emotions are gone at that point. You know, when I watched it again today for the second time, I knew we was gonna lose. So I went at the edge of my seat. I went cussing nobody out. I'm just trying to watch who doing what, who ain't doing what. The second time I watch it, right? Now, going back to when I say you gotta talk about the offense before you talk about the defense. And I'm telling you, man, like people have already made Jimmy Lake the scapegoat for whatever happens this season if we don't win the Super Bowl. They've already y'all know the running joke that people got about the NFL, about the script. Oh, they didn't leak the script. You know, script out. They've already written the Falcons script. Like, if we don't win a Super Bowl, we're gonna blame Jimmy Lake. No matter what. We're gonna blame Jimmy Lake for no matter what. Before I get into what I want to say, I'll repeat this. I'm gonna continue to regurgitate this. Don't get it twisted, y'all. There are a lot of holes on that defense, y'all. Personnel wise, there are a lot of holes. There are a lot of holes. If you look at these guys on that line, Eddie Goldman, David Onyemata, Grady Jarrett, I don't think neither of those guys would start on a great defense. They would be rotational pieces on a great defense. Not saying that they wouldn't start on no other team in the NFL, but presently, no. Their best days are behind them. You know, all these guys on the other side of 30. Matthew Judon, I'm not going to even get on him today. Y'all know how I feel about him. At this point, it ain't even worth it. They're starting to bench him, so that go without saying. When your reps, when your snaps get cut, you ain't got to talk on it no more. I ain't got to speak on him no more. Our linebacker crew, hey man, I'm one of the biggest Nate Landman fans that you might find outside of his family. I'm a fan of Nate Landman, but I'm not a delusional fan of Nate Landman. I know he's not an impact linebacker, y'all. I know he's not an impact linebacker. I would tell you that every day of the week until I see differently, and I haven't seen different. He's not an impact linebacker. You know, he's not going to be in any of the top 10 linebackers in NFL conversations. One of the reasons that I do like him goes back to room for the underdog. Same reason a lot of us like Younghoe Koo, underdog. To me, I look at Nate Landman as an underdog. Undrafted free agent, you know, made his way into the starting lineup, and then he don't make a lot of money. He's in NFL terms, Nate Landman is making dirt. They're paying Nate Landman dirt. So that's one thing I do appreciate about him. He plays hard. He just don't have that natural athleticism that today's linebacker needs to have. Now, in the 1970s and the 1980s, yeah, Nate Landman would have been a bigger dog than he is now. But now you need some athleticism. You need some speed at the linebacker position now. These guys got to be able to run sideline to sideline, and that's where Nate Landman really struggles at. So I know Landman's limitations, bro. You know, I'm not delusional about that. With me being a fan of him, I'm more of a fan of his story and how hard he does play. You know, because I know he has a lot of limitations athletically. Kanan Ellis, he's fairly average to me. He's pretty average. With Kanan Ellis, sometimes you're gonna have games where he plays better than his talent dictates he should. In some games, he's gonna play a lot worse than what his talent dictates he should. He's a linebacker too. Linebacker 2, not an impact linebacker. He ain't a stud. He ain't a dog. You know? No, excuse me. He ain't linebacker 2, linebacker 3. Depth. He's good depth. Same with Troy Anderson. Troy was back today. I seen him out there doing like what he's done for the most of his career, running, attacking the ball carrier with his head down. I get so tired of seeing Troy Anderson attack the ball like this. Linebacker 2, linebacker 3. Depth. He's depth. He's good. He's a good rotational piece on the team. He's a rotational piece. But you know what? These guys are starters on the Falcons. So there is a distinct personnel issue when it comes to the Falcons front seven. There's a talent issue there, y'all. There's a talent issue. I don't care what coach you bring in here. If you ain't gonna get him proper talent, there is going to be some problems in that coaching arena. So with that said, let me finish. Oh, I ain't done yet. Jesse Bates ain't got nothing to say about you. I know a lot of people don't like AJ Terrell, but AJ Terrell cool with me. Justin Simmons, we brought him in here. So far, he been kind of that Seattle game where everybody tried to blame AJ Terrell. That was no Justin Simmons. That touchdown today, what some people still try to blame AJ. That's on Justin Simmons, bro. Justin Simmons giving up some big plays. Justin Simmons out there today, he looking like like he played for Fort Valley State. Shout out to Fort Valley. I'm not trying to say nothing bad about nobody that played football for Fort Valley. Nobody has played football for Fort Valley, or nobody who will play football for Fort Valley. But that's what I'm looking at from him today. Like, bro, how you get beat like that? You're supposed to be a dog. That's your second time this year just giving up a big ass play. And then you look slow when you're trying to catch up. So I don't know about Justin Simmons, bro. I don't know about Justin Simmons. Chris and not Fort Valley. Shout out to Fort Valley, man. Again, I'm not shitting on Fort Valley, bro. I love Fort Valley. My sister got her bachelor's and her master's degree from Fort Valley. So shout out to Fort Valley. No shade my way. I love the Valley, bro. Love Fort Valley. Used to hit the homecoming every year. That's just the first team popped up. And yeah, Clark Phillips. You know, hey, Clark Phillips would come up and he would hit you for a little guy. Clark Phillips would come up and hit. But 3rd and 14, that play they caught to get the first down. Clark Phillips was there, but they still completed the pass, and then he gave up that big play. And I'm not sure if he was supposed to play that entire depth in that zone, or once again did Justin Simmons not play his partners. I don't know. I got to look at that from another angle. I do. My guy Gold in the building. What's going on, Gold? How you doing, my guy? What's happening, man? Lost to them damn Saints today, man. So we on one here today. Shout out to Gold. Y'all make sure to check out Gold and also Q on Black Panther podcast. You know, they're my brothers over there. The best Carolina Panthers podcast in the industry. So make sure to check them out. I watched some of their show earlier tonight, and I'm sure they'll be on sometime tomorrow. Also, shout out to you, Goat. What's happening, bro? But yeah, Clark Phillips. He'll come up and he will hit the shit out you, bro. But coverage wise, I don't know, man. I don't know. So what I'm trying to say is, like, everybody want to blame Jimmy Lake, bro, when this team lacks a lot of just talent, man. Team lack a lot of talent on defense. It's a lot of talent we lack on defense. The offense is doing well. Yeah, you can give some credit to Zach Robinson for how well the offense have been playing outside of today. But offense, they got some dogs over there, bro. We've been drafting offense. We've been drafting shit. Kyle Pitts, you know, he done woke up some this year. Kyle Pitts made a catch today where he looked like Julio Jones in the prime. I was like, God damn, Kyle. I thought for sure you were gonna drop that ball. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You telling me you didn't think that was Jet Jones in 2015? That catch that Kyle made today? Tell me that didn't look like prime Julio. Tell me that did not look like prime Julio Jones. Shit. Man. And that play sprung, that's the play that sprung Bijan Robinson for that 36-yard touchdown. Kyle set it up with that first down conversion. But anyway, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, great young receiver. You know, Drake don't hardly drop shit. Drake now to find the end zone. Bijan, Tyler, you know, you got McGarry, you got one of the best offensive linemen in the business, and Chris Lindstrom. You got Kirk Cousins. So what I'm trying to say is the offense is set up already talent-wise. They're set up, you know. They're set up. They got the talent there, man. The talent is there. Defense don't have that same talent. That's the same level of talent defensively is not there. And everybody trying to blame Jimmy Lake when he ain't got the same talent that the offense got. I want to point something out to y'all too. I had to take some notes when I watched the game, right? Now, everybody in the chat, I need y'all to help me out on this, y'all. The Falcons got the ball first tonight, right? We got the ball first. We got the kickoff. So we got the first possession. Our offense on their first possession, they only went 6 plays. They only gained 17 yards. Now I want to ask y'all a question. In fact, you know what? DJ, cut that music. DJ, cut the music. Cut the music. Cut the music. The offense. First possession of the game. 6 plays, 17 yards. I want y'all to guess in the comment for me, please. How long do you think the offense held the ball on their first possession? What do you think the time of possession was for the very first possession offensively? Just take a guess. Please, just type it in the comment section. Take a guess. What do you think it was? Mac Townsend, I agree. You are making good points, Todd. And my only question is, why was this the same mediocre defense better last year? The thing about it, Mac Todd, it was a different defense last year. 33% of our sacks last year, Mac Town, was in 2 players who are no longer on this team. 2 players accounted for 33% of the sacks, and they're no longer on this team. You know, and you take away 33% of you take away 33% of sacks with just 2 players, that's a hole to fill. And we really didn't fill those holes. We thought Judon would fill the hole. That didn't happen. We thought Arnold Abikadi would step up and play better. That didn't happen. Coach said 4 minutes. What's up, Mr. CDX for life? Said 2 minutes. Greg says 3 minutes. Brian says 3 minutes. Tay says 1 minute and 20 seconds. Wallace says 2 minutes and 15 seconds. 1 minute, 58 seconds. The first possession. Now y'all keep up with this stuff now, because we about to go there. We about to go there. Because I'm tired of people trying to make Jimmy Lake to be the scapegoat. Hey, love my Falcons fans, love my Falcons. But one thing about us Falcons fans, and I'm included in this, I'm including myself. We always got to find a scapegoat when things go bad. That's just how we are. We've been losing for so long. We've been losing for so bad. And we done lost at some monumental times so much that we got to find a scapegoat. Last year, Arthur Smith, he had to be the scapegoat. Last year, Arthur Smith was our scapegoat. So this year, we're trying to make Jimmy Lake the scapegoat. If stuff get really bad, we're going to make Jimmy Lake the scapegoat. And you know what? I don't feel like it's right, and I don't feel like it's valid. You know, and I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here to talk through it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I see Jimmy Lake really effing up, I'll come out here and say it too. I don't know these dudes. I never met these dudes. You know what I'm saying? I know I wouldn't know him from a piece of paint on the wall. If I walked by him in the mall tomorrow, I wouldn't know who he was. I wouldn't recognize him in public, being straight up. I ain't seen him enough to recognize him in public. So I had no attachment to this dude. But anyway, remember that. 1 minute, 58 seconds. Now, this is key. We're gonna walk these first few possessions together. We're gonna talk about these. The next possession, New Orleans got the ball, of course. Now, if you want to say Toddy, on this possession, New Orleans got the ball, but they walked up and down the field on us. They were stunning on us. They got everything they want to. So how you sit here trying to defend Jimmy Lake? In New Orleans' first possession, they did everything they want to do. You got a valid point. I can't defend that because you got a valid point. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. New Orleans got the ball. Now, boy, New Orleans was getting off on our defense the first drive. Boy, I was getting pissed off. But anyway, New Orleans, 13 plays on that drive. Their first possession. 13 plays for 83 yards. Guess how long New Orleans kept the ball for their first position? Y'all guess in the comments for me. Guess how long New Orleans kept the ball in their first possession. Remember, it was 13 plays and it was 83 yards. Somebody please take a guess on how long they held the ball. Let's see. Mr. CDX for life says 7 minutes. Anybody else want to guess? Coach's Corner says 6 minutes. Anybody else want to guess? 13 plays, 83 yards. I'll go ahead and tell y'all. Wallace said 7 minutes and 58 seconds. They had the ball for slightly, Greg says 8 minutes. Y'all got some damn good guesses. They held the ball for slightly over 6 minutes. Stunt says 7 minutes. Brian, what's up, Brian? 8 minutes. They held the ball for slightly over 6 minutes, their first possession. You're real close, D. What's happening? Now, y'all do me a favor now. Help me out because I'm getting old. I be forgetting a lot of shit. You know, do y'all remember how New Orleans' first possession ended? Do y'all remember how it ended? Can somebody in the chat please tell me how their first possession ended? Please tell me that. Please tell me. How did New Orleans' first possession end? Mr. CDX for life says they got 3 points right. Does anybody else remember? I'm not saying he right or wrong, but anybody else want to tell us how it ended? Coach said they got a field goal. Anybody else want to guess? Mr. CDX says big 4th down stop. Tay 6 says big 4th turnover on downs. Y'all are absolutely right. Y'all are absolutely right. If y'all remember, they went for it on 4th down. They were about at the 3 or the 4 yard line. They're about to score. Like Tay said, they went for it on 4th and they didn't get it. They were about to score. They dropped their nuts on us. They was at home like, but we about to drop our nuts right on y'all head. We don't respect y'all Falcons anyway. We're going for it. And guess what? Remember, I just said, if you came and you told me that they were doing it to our defense, they were getting off on our defense on that first possession, I couldn't say nothing because you'd have been right. You right. So if that's your argument, I ain't got nothing to say. But let me point this out. They went for it on 4th down at the goal line. They did not convert. So what does that mean for the defense, y'all? Is that not a win for the defense? Correct me. Disagree with me if you want. You know, in fact, let me know if I'm tripping. If they go 83 yards, 13 plays, they hold the ball over 6 minutes, and our defense stopped them on 4th down at the goal line, is that not a win for the defense? Yes or no? I just want to know what y'all think. Yes or no? Is that not a win for the defense? If we get a 4th down stop, turnover on downs, get the ball back to the offense, is that not a win for our defense? Let me know. Let me know. Y'all talk to me. Talk to me. Is that not a win? Or is that still a loss for the defense? D says, I'm a Bucks fan watching y'all and those both tough games. Yo, we got that sweep on y'all too, D. What's happening, D? Appreciate you coming through, man. All right, Greg said, yeah, that's a win. Coach says protecting 15 yards to 20 yards is a lot different than protecting the whole field. Mr. CDX for life said, yes, that is a win. Wallace says that's a win for the defense. D says, yeah, that is a win. And D don't even rep the Falcons, he rep the Bucks. Williams says, look, Lorenzo Carter been ass since last year, letting Dobbs and Kyle run free. Tay says, big win for the defense, especially after the drive looked promising for New Orleans. Yes. Tonio in the house. What's going on, Tonio? Says, yes, that's a win. Mac Town says, definitely a win for the defense. Mr. CDX for life says, big win for the defense. Stunts, what's going on, bro? Says, that's a W. Okay, so we all seem to agree that's a win for the defense. So you know what? That 13-play, 83-yard drive, we stop them on 4th down. Bam. We still won. Defense still won. We got the win. Now, you give your ball back to the offense. I got another question for y'all. Another question. If I get my ball back to the offense after a big 4th down stop on the road, tell me some things that my offense can't do when they get the ball back. What are some things that they cannot do when they get the ball back? They already had the ball in one possession. I'm giving my offense the ball back at the big 4th down stop. So, y'all, what are some things that my offense can't do now that I've given them the ball back? Big 4th down stop. What can they not do, y'all? What are some things like, look, offense cannot do this. We just gave y'all the ball back. What can't the offense do? Tony says, turn the ball back over. Brian Cornelius says, quick 3 and out. Tay 6 says, get the ball right back. Mac Town says, go 3 and out. Coach says, get penalties. I agree. I definitely agree on that. Let's see anybody else got something. Let's see, that's what I says, 3 and out. Okay. All right. So most of everybody is saying, look, hold on. D says a pick or a fumble. I agree. I agree with you on that. You can't turn the ball right back over. That's what you can't do. Wallace says they can't go 3 and out and get a ball back to them. All right. So the Falcons get the ball back. What do y'all think the Falcons did on offense on this next possession? After our struggling defense get on the ball back, defense did what they're supposed to do. They on the roll. The Falcons went 3 plays for 9 yards. Guess how long the Falcons held the ball? Not only did we go 3 and out, like we all agree that you can't do, but guess how long they possessed the football? Take a guess. Y'all guess in the comment section for me. How long do y'all think the Falcons possessed the football on that possession? You know, guess on that for me. Mr. CDX for life is 1 minute and 30 seconds. All right. Anybody else got any guesses on how long they possessed the football? Ms. B says 1 minute and 45 seconds. Coach says 46 seconds. Mac Town says 1 minute. And Tonio says 40 seconds. Tay says under 2 minutes. Greg says 1 minute. Wallace says 1 minute and 9 seconds. All of y'all are pretty much right on the money. They held the ball only 1 minute and 22 seconds on their second possession after our defense done gave y'all the ball back. Remember, don't forget, y'all, the first possession, they only held the ball 1 minute and 58 seconds, and they only netted 17 yards. So on this second drive, they've only netted 9 yards. So in 2 possessions, they only got 26 yards. Excuse me. After a big stop by the defense. After a big stop. So after that, hold on. So the Falcons punt on that possession. Needless to say, they punt. Now, New Orleans get the ball back with great field position. Because remember, the Falcons are backed up on offense. So New Orleans get the ball back with great field position. New Orleans, they got the ball back on their 44-yard line. So that means that they pretty much get the ball back after the punt at midfield for the most part. They get the ball back at midfield, you know? So now we done start the game off. The defense done won. Offense ain't got to win yet. The offense ain't got to win yet. So now the defense got to go right back on the field. 3 and out, defense got to go right back on the field on a short field. We had to punt the ball on probably about the 8 or 9 yard line. So New Orleans, they get the ball on the 44-yard line. So now the defense already got their backs against the wall. It's 1st and 10 out. It's 1st and 10 New Orleans ball, and they damn near midfield. Now, the way this drive ended for New Orleans is the defense held them to a field goal. Our defense held them to a field goal. They had great field position to start the drive, got held to a field goal. So now the score is only 3-0 after all that. After all that, New Orleans is only up 3-0. The Falcons get the ball back. They go, now this is their best drive of the game so far. They go 6 plays, 35 yards. And y'all remember what happened on this drive, which would be the Falcons with 1, 2, their third drive. Y'all remember what happened on the Falcons' third drive? They went 6 plays, 35 yards. Do y'all recall what happened, how that drive ended? Does anybody remember? That was Koo's first missed field goal on the Falcons' third possession. Koo's first missed field goal. So the Falcons have ended their first 3 possessions. They've held the ball for a total of 6 minutes, 4 seconds, 0 points. The Falcons' first 3 possessions on offense, they held the ball a total of 3 possessions, y'all. Not 1 possession. Their first 3 possessions, they held the ball for 6 minutes, 4 seconds, 0 points. Nothing. A big donut on the field. 6 minutes. New Orleans, the same period of time, they've held the ball for 11 minutes, 50 seconds. 11 minutes, 50 seconds. And they only got 3 points. So when we miss the field goal, New Orleans get the ball back. Guess where at again? Around midfield. They get the ball back at the 43-yard line, and they go ahead and they score their first touchdown. They finally score their first touchdown. This is after the defense been winning their possessions. You know, this is after the defense been winning their possessions. And there's one thing that Winston has always said when he has been talking on these platforms on YouTube, whatever. Complimentary football. We were not playing complimentary football to start the game. Yeah, the defense were giving up some yards. New Orleans was moving the ball, but they were not scoring. When the defense needed to make a stop, they made a stop. The offense was not complimenting them. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't hold the ball. They kept going 3 and out. Our offense kept giving the defense the ball at midfield. There's so many times you're going to get away with that in the NFL. Hell, in college. They kept giving them the ball at midfield. New Orleans finally scored their first touchdown. The Falcons eventually scored their first time. Their touchdown to halftime to score 17-7. And as y'all know, after halftime, and this is another reason I'm on this point. I'm about to land my plane, as the young kids say now on social media. I'm about to land my plane. Halftime 17-7. As y'all know, everybody want to blame Jimmy Lake in the defense. After all that, the defense only gives up 3 points in the second half. Y'all know that already. Let me ask y'all another question. And y'all help me out in the comment section. New Orleans had 6 possessions in the second half. The Saints had 6 offensive possessions in the second half. Check out what I'm saying, y'all. Check out what I'm saying. The Saints had 6 offensive possessions in the second half of today's game. That means they got the ball on 6 different occasions on offense. Now, my question for the chat. Y'all let me know y'all let me know your answers in the chat. Out of those 6 possessions, how many of those possessions do you think were 3 and out for New Orleans? I'm going to wait on your answer. Out of 6 possessions, how many 3 and outs do you think New Orleans had in the second half? I'm gonna wait on your answer. I'm gonna wait on y'all answer. They had 6 possessions. How many 3 and outs do you think New Orleans got in the second half? They had 6 possessions. How many 3 and outs do you think they had? Mr. CDX says 4. Coach says 4. Wallace says 4. Tay says 5. Ray Ellison has 5. Mac Town says 3. And D says 3. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all. Out of 6 possessions in the second half of the game, on the road, our Atlanta Falcons defense made them go 3 and out 5 out of 6 possessions, y'all. They went 3 and out on 5 out of 6 possessions. Math has never been my best subject, but I think that's about 85% of the time they went 3 and out. To drive it even deeper home, they only had 89 yards in the second half and 3 points on 6 possessions, y'all. Think about what I'm saying. They went 3 and out 5 out of 6 possessions at home. They were playing in New Orleans. They only had 89 total yards of offense in the second half. So, if they're going 3 and out on essentially every single possession, what is our offense doing? What is our offense doing? Why are they not putting up points? Why are we not getting in the end zone? The offense already helped the defense out essentially none in the first half. So the defense in the second half, they turn up their level of play. They say, bump it. We about to buckle down. They ain't going to get none on us in the second half. Every time New Orleans got the ball, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Hey, don't take my word for it. Go look it up. I got this on the internet. I got it off the internet, and when I watched the game, I said, man, is that right? I got off the internet. I said, they don't seem like it was right. Then I rewatched the game. I'm like, God damn. They didn't do shit in the second half on offense. They didn't do a damn thing. They didn't do a damn thing. And you're right, Tay. Even the last possession, Alvin Kamara, he tried to show some ATL love. You know, Kamara from the A. He tried to show us some love. He like, bro, look, shoot, but we need a number one pick. So I'm gonna drop this thing on purpose. Go do your thing, Atlanta. I grew up a Falcons fan. Didn't do nothing with it. I mean, I really want y'all to think about it. So when your coworkers or just other people or whoever, they continue to try to blame Jimmy Lake. Keep in mind that Jimmy Lake's defense made the Saints on offense at home go 3 and out on 5 out of 6 possessions. New Orleans only netted 89 total yards in the second half. No touchdowns. Only 3 points. The defense gave us every opportunity in the world to win this game. That's the point I want to drive home. Because I'm tired of people trying to scapegoat Jimmy Lake. It's tired. It's a tired narrative at this point. People are just looking for a scapegoat to blame. And after a game like this, the last thing I thought I would see is people continue to try to blame Jimmy Lake when it was not the defense fault. It was not Jimmy Lake's fault. This was on the offense. This game was on the offense. This was on the off. They couldn't score. And the defense gave them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to score. Missed field goals, fumbles, interceptions, errant passes, our own 3 and outs. So how it just boggles my mind, y'all. Like, how can people, after watching this game, come and try to sell you on anything bad about Jimmy Lake after this game? Am I saying that Jimmy Lake should never be criticized? Hell no. No. But don't try to make the narrative be it's Jimmy Lake's fault and the defense fault. The defense gave y'all every opportunity to win this game. They did their part. Them boys didn't have but 20 points at home. And half of them points, the offense put the defense in bad predicaments. Y'all kept giving them the ball back at midfield. At some point, they're going to give in. So that just agitates me, y'all. You know, because I just get agitated when I see people's agendas and people want to just scapegoat people for whatever reason. And like I say, hey, I'm guilty too, you know, but that's one thing about Falcons fans. We got so much trauma dealing with this team, so much PTSD that there has to be a scapegoat. And I just couldn't believe after this game, I'm like, damn, like, y'all really gonna get on here and talk about Jimmy Lake? Like, did y'all watch the game? Did y'all watch the game? You know, did y'all watch the games? Like, really, did y'all watch the games? No, it just. So keep that in mind, man. Like, look, it's cool to blame Jimmy Lake. It's cool to criticize Jimmy Lake, but make sure it's warranted. You know, don't blame Jimmy Lake after the game when your offense that came up here and couldn't capitalize on every opportunity the defense gave them. Because the defense gained us some opportunities. No, they didn't get no fumbles. They didn't get no sacks. But when their backs was against the wall, they did what they're supposed to do. Y'all kept giving them the ball at the 45-yard line, 43-yard line. Like, what you expect? What do you expect? And all the talent on the offense, they should be way better than the defense. You just went and gave a quarterback $100 million guaranteed. You done spent 3 consecutive top 8 picks on skill position players in the offense. The offense should be able to carry this team. So it's like, man, stop trying to blame Jimmy Lake. Like, why we making Jimmy Lake the scapegoat? That's the part that just puzzles me. Like, it's crazy, and it's wild, and it's not warranted. It ain't warranted today. There have been some games in the past where hey, yeah, man, Jimmy Lake need to do better. Okay, yeah, I agree. Agree. But even when you blame Jimmy Lake, like I don't hear enough people talking about the players. Y'all really think Grady Jarrett balling this year? Y'all think David Amyamata balling this year? Y'all think Judon balling this year? Y'all think them linebackers are balling this year? It's only so much a coach can do. Players still got to get out there. They got to do their thing too. So like this blame Jimmy Lake narrative is whack to me. It's whack. And that's one thing about me, y'all. Like, hey, I'm gonna tell it to y'all like I see it. And I'm not saying that I'm always right, but I'm gonna tell it to you like I see it. Ain't nobody gonna influence nothing I say behind the microphone. That one thing I can promise y'all, nobody but me will influence anything I say behind the microphone. I'm not gonna follow with no packs or none of that. When I think somebody is getting unfairly criticized, I'm gonna use my voice and my small platform, and I'm gonna say so. So when y'all continue with this blame Jimmy Lake agenda y'all got going on, hey man, you better start talking about Grady Jarrett. You better bring David Amyamata name up. You better blame Matthew Judon name up. You damn sure better bring Justice Simmons name up. You better bring everybody else name up too. Why you blaming Jimmy Lake? Because this is not solely a Jimmy Lake issue. And on that note, appreciate y'all time. I'm about to get out of here. We will be back tomorrow for the player grades. I don't know exactly which time I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do it around about from about 4, 5, maybe 5:30. But I'll put it on the channel. Y'all make sure to check us out on the player grades. We'll probably watch some film. I holler at Coach and holler at John and James, see if I can get in and them to come up here tomorrow with me and watch some films. But today, man, as always, y'all, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I definitely appreciate y'all time. Thank you very much. And we'll be back tomorrow with the grades. Peace.